At the Royal Twin Hotel, about to go on a walk down the street. Let me tell you a little bit about my trip before we get started though. I've been here in Japan for about, let's see, I've already lost track of time. I've been here for about 11, 12 days now. Had a little bit of a rough time the first week or so. Unfortunately, well, good news, first time I came to Japan, I had 0 jet lag. This time, I had about a week of jet lag after I got here. I had about a week of poor sleep, which was not a lot of fun. Fortunately, I'm recovering from that, and I'm having a really good time out here. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and take a walk down the street. I'm gonna show you what we have going on down here. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, please feel free to use the chat. And konnichiwa, ohayo gozaimasu. I will respond to your messages in chat. All right, I'm gonna flip this around so you can actually see the lovely plants instead of my ugly mug. One of the things that I really love about this hotel, the Royal Twin Hotel here, is they have this really lovely outdoor seating area. I hoped to start the live stream from inside the seating area, but I would have had to have walked through the hotel after I showed you that, and I didn't have permission to do that, so I decided it would be polite to not film the hotel staff. Without permission, that is. All right. Well, let's go ahead and start down the street. Now, unfortunately, I did not pick a route for this. So we are going to be surprised by what we see. One of the things that I really love about Kyoto, and you'll notice in most of Japan, is they do a really good job with all of their maintenance on all of their plants. I have yet to find a tree or a bush or a shrub that has been mistreated. But another thing that I notice, and I'm not seeing this here as much, but maybe we'll see it down the way, is a lot of weeds. A lot of weeds are allowed to grow in landscapes, but not in a bad way. Let's take a look at these flowers here. These are lovely. We might see a little bit more of that down out this way. But I've noticed a lot of weeds poking up, probably from all of the rain. But it seems like they don't pull all of the weeds out. A lot of weeds are allowed to grow just kind of sporadically here and there, and it actually looks good. In fact, I was at one of the gardens a couple of days ago, and I noticed one of the gardeners working on weeding, and they seemed to be purposefully leaving patches of weeds in different spots. That doesn't look like a lot of plants down there. Maybe I could walk down this way. In fact, yesterday I was at probably the most beautiful garden I've ever been to, the Moss Shrine Temple, Kokodera, also known as Saihoji. And oh my goodness, Saihoji is the most beautiful place I've probably been to in my entire life. I did record some video of that, and I'll be posting that in a couple of weeks. Lovely. But one of the things that I love here in Japan, aside from random vending machines down alleys, is all the plants in all of these little alley streets. You notice even when people have small apartments, there's lots of potted plants around. And even in places like this, where you've got these huge buildings, people find ways to squeeze plants in here and there. And let some folks walk by here, like this. Cute little plant here. Sometimes I walk down these alleys and I ask myself, I wonder who put these here and who takes care of them. Also really enjoy things like this. Cute little wooden owl statue down an alley. You know, I think I'm going to turn around here so I don't end up back on the main road. I'm gonna hook a left and walk down this other street because I know there's some more green down there. So yesterday I went to Saihoji, the Mas temple. We did a few other temples while we were out there. Got to explore the temple gardens. It was lovely. But we also spent about 20 minutes or so walking through a random town, through little alleys, along walking paths along the river, and it was really gorgeous. If any of you ever have a chance to come to Japan, I highly recommend, don't plan touristy stuff every moment of every day. Make sure that you have time to go on walks. Unplanned time. Just explore. And especially if you have the energy, I recommend instead of taking, well, first of all, I don't recommend taxis. I recommend public transportation. Take the trains, they're a lot of fun. And walk. Walk whenever you can. It's really amazing what you can see on your walks. Oh, look at that. Lovely. I'll continue down this way. We can take a look at these lovely pots here. Always look both ways before you cross the street. These are really nice. One thing that you'll see in Japanese gardens in general, Japanese landscapes, is not as much color as we're used to in the United States. You tend to see a lot of green, lots and lots of green, and then occasional splashes of color. This is actually an important, I don't want to say tenet, but a part of Japanese gardening is not overusing color. The large amounts of green helps you to relax. They say that if you have too much color or too much of a given color like red, it can overstimulate you. And it's not as relaxing as when you have lots of green and variations on green. Notice here how we have the interesting shape of the shrub here with our little growing viney plants and the different textures in the leaves, and how the light, almost chartreuse color of our vine here helps our little shrub to stand out a little bit more. Little details like that makes me appreciate even the little planters and pots here in Japan. Oh, that's cute. Look at this. Oh, that's very cool. And I'm guessing that's a moss cube. Huh. Never know what you're going to find here. Let's take a look at these over here. Looks like more of the same, but they're very nice. Okay, maybe not that one. All right, well, we are going to continue along down here and see what we see. And notice here, this is a little semi-weedy spot, but it's still pretty. All right, well, maybe I walked down the wrong road. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot of green here, but we'll still check it out. Does anybody have any questions? Well, we've got a minute here. Feel free to type in the chat. I can see and respond to you. That's cute. More weeds. Why am I so excited by that? Oh, here, nice little planter. Now, this is what I was talking about with some of these spots where you see the nicely kept trees, nice little planter, and a couple of sporadic weeds that I think add a lot of charm and character. I think that's lovely. All right. Now, I would like to walk down this way, but I'm afraid the sun is getting kind of bright that way, so maybe I'll walk this way. Check both ways. All right. So I've been walking an average of about, let's see, 18,000 steps per day. A couple of days ago. Actually, I'll tell you that story in just a second. Look at these beautiful flowers. Lovely, lovely. Kirei desu ne. I want a plant I'm familiar with. This is a Nandina domestica, it looks like. See a lot of Nandina here. This is a plant we grow in California. So back to my story. The other day we went to the Fushimi Inari Shrine. And I think we only walked about 16,000 steps that day. But we climbed the mountain to the top of the shrine up there. And I think it was the equivalent of something like 60 floors, 60 stories. It was quite intense. There was a lot of stairs. I have a recording of that, and I'll be posting that at some point in time. I'd say about the last 5 minutes of me climbing that mountain, all you hear is panting. So I apologize in advance for anybody who watches that. That was probably the most stairs I've ever walked at one time. Let's see. Okay, I got some questions here. What is the weather there? So the weather is actually pretty good today. When we got here, it was pretty rainy. We got light rain for a couple of days, but honestly, it's been clear the last couple of days, except for occasional light sprinkles. You are very welcome, Pamela. I'm glad that you're enjoying the walking tour. Yes, I have had sushi and ramen. I had some really good sushi the other day. Last night, I actually wanted to go to bed early, so I broke off from my group and I went to a random ramen restaurant, which actually is right around the corner from here. I think it's about a block that way down the street. Only had enough seats for about 9 people. I didn't see any foreigners inside. It was all Japanese people. And for me, when I look in a restaurant and I see it's all Japanese people, I know it's probably really good. The price was right, and it was the best ramen I have ever had in my life. I'll share the name of the restaurant with you all. In fact, maybe I'll make a little post and I'll share a photo of that. Let's see, do you recognize any plants we have here in California? Yes, like the Nandina domestica, I recognize that. But otherwise, there's a lot of plants that I don't recognize. Thank you very much, Norma. Yes, so this is actually, the question is this a residential area? And yes and no. So there are homes around here, but actually you can see between those buildings right there, that's Tokyo Station. So, I said Tokyo Station, Kyoto Station. I forgot where I was for a second. So we are just a few blocks away from the main train station here in Kyoto. So actually this is not a very residential area. This is probably one of the least green areas I've seen in Kyoto, to be totally honest. Which is pretty interesting. Oh, look. Some little roses, something I recognize. Tea rose. Oh, look at that. We got some little snapdragons. How in the world do they have snapdragons growing in the middle of summer? I don't know. It must be magic. Let's see. Have I been to the castle yet? I've been to Osaka Castle. So I did Osaka Castle, and that was really, really far more beautiful than I imagined. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, this is important. Superman is actually in Japan now. Not the movie, the actual person. As you all know, Superman had to leave America because we got rid of all of our phone booths for him to change in. But they have plenty here in Japan, so Superman is alive and well here in Japan. That was a joke, by the way. Some more lovely flowers here. I really like this little planter. I like that we have the different textures in the leaves. You know, we have the little wide, rough, rounded leaves. We have our long grasses, and then we have our lovely tree. Important to pay attention to what textures you use next to each other in a planting. But anyway. You know, there might be warm season snapdragons. I'm just used to in California, our snapdragons, generally we only grow during the winter time. Look both ways before you cross the street. But they can survive into the summer. So when I took care of the garden at Diamond Point Elementary School, we had a snapdragon plant that survived almost 2 years, actually. This is lovely, too. Oh. This looks like a... oh, my brain isn't working right now. I'll remember it later. It's just like in class. I forget the names of 50% of the plants I want to talk about. Let's see. Hello, Kim. Hello, sister. Let's see. Connie asks, what cities am I visiting besides Kyoto? Well, I've already been to Tokyo. Here in Kyoto, this was kind of a main base of operations. We visited Osaka. We're actually going to Nara today. So actually in a couple of hours, we're going to hop on the train to visit Nara. Look at that, it's pretty. And let's see, we've also been to several different areas within Tokyo. We've actually kind of traveled all over Tokyo. Goodness, there was one other city that we went to, Kobe. So we also visited Kobe. I went back to the Nunobiki herb gardens, which I've been to before. These beautiful flowers, so pretty. And I actually have a video of that herb garden over at Nunobiki. I'll be sharing that video with you all. Oh, so pretty. Look at that. See, I could just walk up and down these streets all day. I love this. Let's see here. Okay, sorry, I'm getting lost in the chat here. How are the drivers there? Actually, the drivers are extremely courteous. They've been quite nice. I'm not going to record down there. It's a couple of people, and I don't want to be rude. Let's see. Oh, Andrew. Hi, cousin. How's it going? Good to see you, Andrew. I'm glad you could join. Thank you very much, John. I love you too, Kim. My family is watching today. That's exciting. Let's see. Yeah, it's so gorgeous here. Well, I'll probably just walk a little bit further down this street, and I'll probably head back because it's breakfast time. I'm gonna grab a bite to eat in the hotel. At the Royal Twin Hotel, they've actually won awards for having the best breakfast at a hotel in Kyoto. In fact, me and my dad stayed there 2 years ago, and we loved the breakfast. I think they won the award after we left, and I will say it's probably the best breakfast I've ever had in a hotel. It's really good. Oh yeah, not a lot of the sidewalks are not concrete. You'll notice a lot of brickwork in different places. I've also been noticing a lot of places, well here, it looks like we have normal drains and grates, but I've been noticing a lot of places where they have these blocks that can actually be lifted up to access drains and pipes. So you don't have to break up the concrete every time you want to access something under the concrete. Let's see. Hi, Mom. Let's see. You had to go get a beer after seeing the Kieran sign, huh? Okay, let's go take a look at these flowers over here. Both ways. Yeah, there's a lot of good beer in Japan, actually. It's interesting. I have not been drinking a lot of beer. I have not been drinking a lot of beer. I'm actually really like sake and plum wine. And so those are the two things that I like to drink with my meals. If I'm going to have something like that to drink. Now these are very familiar. I'm sure you all recognize these are some lovely zinnias here, and we have some marigolds in the back. Very lovely. But to be honest, I don't like to drink a lot of alcohol when I'm vacationing like this because, well, I want to enjoy my time here. I don't want to wake up feeling bad or hungover. So I just have little sips of different things that taste good with my meal. Let's see. Yes, Andrew, the food here is so amazing. Let me tell you, I've only had 2 bad meals in Japan. Not this time. First time I came to Japan, we ate at McDonald's, and that was just to see what McDonald's was like here. And I will tell you right now that McDonald's is McDonald's, and if you come to Japan, you don't need to eat McDonald's. just eat McDonald's at home. I also ate at a kind of a fast food place here in Japan. I forget what it was called, but it was a really, really cheap meal, and it wasn't so great. So yes, Norma, they do have McDonald's. Yes, Andrew, you are correct. Marigolds are good at keeping away harmful insects. Let's see here. Kelly said I had to get some sake after hearing you mention it. Oh boy, everybody's just buying everything that I talk about. I need to start selling stocks in my YouTube channel, and then I can talk about that and see if you guys buy that. Just kidding. Yes, and Kim, I'll bring you back some plum wine. I'm gonna buy a bottle or two on the way back. I actually haven't bought any of that yet. I haven't been shopping as well. Okay, I take that back. We have done a lot of shopping, but I haven't bought a lot of stuff. Question, June, is it easy for handicapped to get around? Yes, Japan is really good for folks who are handicapped. In fact, I would say it's probably one of the best places in the world. They have access everywhere. They have elevators, even on the trains and whatnot. You know, there are spaces for folks who are handicapped. And even though the trains and the buses and everything get really, really full, people are extremely courteous here. If you need a seat, if you need a space, they will make room for you. People will stand for you. I would say that the Japanese people are probably some of the most courteous people I've ever met in my entire life. And in fact, even look at the street, you'll see that there's really no trash. You're very, very hard pressed to find any trash anywhere here. Min asks, do I like warm or cold sake? So I like both. I used to prefer warm, but here in Japan I was taught that you drink warm during the winter and cold during the summer, which makes sense. Andrew says, I know Japan KFC is something to boast about. They have their fried chicken pretty serious. You know, I haven't had any fried chicken here in Japan, and that's something that I kind of want to try. One of my friends got some pizza last night, and it was salmon and shrimp pizza, and she said it was delicious. So I kind of want to try something like a cheeseburger or some fried chicken or something before I go. Let's see. Yes, there's lots of plants and trees here that are fairly common. Unfortunately, I don't know a lot of them. There is a lot of stuff here that's probably related to plants that we have back home. There's just a lot of stuff here that I'm not familiar with. Let's see. I like to get healthy snacks at 7-Eleven there. Yes, the onigiri is delicious. So my favorite thing in the whole world is actually shiso onigiri. And if you don't know, onigiri is a rice ball. That and ume shiso, so the ume plum. Of course, they don't actually have ume shiso together here. They have shiso onigiri and they have plum onigiri. I personally like shiso and ume plum together. That's absolutely delicious. Let's see. Nijo Castle in Kyoto is worth the visit. Hi, have not been there. Let's see. It is very quiet. So actually, yeah, it is very quiet Saturday morning. One thing that I notice early morning, if you get out early, you can visit a lot of places and it's not too busy. You know, I've actually been to some very, very busy touristy places early in the morning and there's nobody there. It's all about waking up early. Remember, everybody, the early bird catches the worm. It's one of the secrets in life here. Let's see. Yeah, there's no trash cans here. You'll notice that. Oh, I'm gonna. Stupid Americans. I will take that. Actually, it's not just stupid Americans. It's stupid. Everybody who's not from Japan, I tell you. You see foreigners all the time dropping trash, and it's pretty disgusting. But no, there's not a lot of trash cans here. That's actually because there was an incident a few years back in the subways involving the trash cans. It was actually, I believe it was a terrorist group. And so they actually used mustard gas, I think it was, in the subway system. They had hidden bombs in the trash cans. And so after the incident, the Japanese government said this will never happen again. And within very short order, I forget if it was weeks or months, they banned all trash cans in public places pretty much in the whole country. And so you will not find trash cans anywhere in Japan. When you see people walk around, a lot of them have little bags on their sides, and they keep their trash with them. Something America could really learn from. Japan has one bad, nasty incident, and they dealt with it immediately. We could learn from that. Let's see. Oh, you're late. What did you miss? Don't worry. I'm going to post this as a full video later. You just missed me rambling, but that's okay. I ramble all the time, so. Let's see. Andrew says, it looks so clean out there. Woohoo. Sorry for the loud vehicles. Hopefully you can hear me still. Yeah, it is lovely here. There's so little trash. The first time I came to Japan, it's funny because I got here and I looked around and I said, it's not that clean. And then I got back home. I got back home to LA and I looked around and I went, oh my God, there's trash everywhere. It was like I was blind to the trash back home. I didn't see it until I returned from Japan. That was when I realized how nasty and dirty it is back home. Let's see. Kim says, I feel like I heard someone say they had to save their trash in the bag. Oh, yes. Yes, you do have to save the trash in the bag. Oh, yes, and you could use Picture This. You can use Google Lens, and there's a couple of other apps that you can use to identify plants here. I haven't done a lot of that. If I was here by myself, I'd probably spend a lot more time identifying plants, but as it stands, I don't want to hold up my friends at every plant. It is very peaceful here. Yeah, there's not a lot of people on the streets around here. In this area, there will be later. So if you walk around here in the afternoon or the evening, there's a lot more people. Good morning. How does it? It's important to make sure when you're here also to be polite when you're doing something like recording. And actually, just in general, something that's very important is to make sure, if you ever have a chance to visit Japan, to follow the local customs, be polite, try not to be too loud in public, especially in places like on the trains, on the buses. Japanese people are very, very polite, and they try to be considerate of others. And one interesting thing is when you are not being polite, when you're being rude, a lot of times, even if Japanese people are offended or getting angry, they won't say anything because they do not like to stir up trouble, as it were. And so I think it's very important as foreigners when we visit Japan to make sure that we behave ourselves, that we are good representatives of wherever we came from. And also, just as individuals, we're just showing off our own good personal morals and whatnot. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it is a beautiful street, isn't it? See, most of the sit-down places to eat don't open early for breakfast. Yeah, there's not a lot of breakfast places. There are some breakfast places. There's a couple of spots. In fact, they have really, really good cafes and coffee shops here. I've had amazing coffee in Japan. Actually, I ate a Western breakfast. I had some pancakes the other day, but they were Japanese-style pancakes, and well, they were tasty. That's cute. Let's see, Andrew says, blind to the trash at home. Yep. San Bernardino area, yes. San Bernardino and LA are both, ugh. Yeah, I can't stand all the trash. I tell you, every time I come back to Japan, I tell myself I would really like to live here. Place. I could live here. It's so beautiful. It's so nice without all the trash. All right, well, everybody, I'm headed back to the hotel. I think I spent a little bit more time out than I was planning on, but that's okay. We picked up some trash to help clean up Japan. Let's see. Don't let the deer in Nara get ya. Yeah, I'll eat. I've been eating plenty of mochi, but I'm going to eat plenty more. I will be in Nara later, and let's see, we're probably going to be there in about 3 hours or so. So if any of you are around, I might do another live stream, maybe just a short one for 5 or 10 minutes to show the deer live. But I'll also be recording the deer. I'm going to make sure to make a video about Nara, so I'll do plenty of recording there. By the way, I don't know if I announced this or not, but I have been recording the different gardens I've been visiting, different special spots in Japan, like the Fushimi Inari shrine area, and I will be posting videos. I'm planning on doing one per week. In addition to my usual gardening videos, I'll be posting Japanese garden videos once per week until I run out of footage. Yes, I will show you the deer. Oh, you're very welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed the tour. Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this walk. Thank you for sticking around. I didn't realize it's been walking around for 40 minutes now. I was planning on making it a 10-minute walk, but gosh, it's just so nice here that I just kept walking and talking, didn't I? Notice people taking care of their plants here. You'll see people even coming out and cleaning off and washing off the sidewalks in the mornings, even in front of homes, in front of businesses. It's so awesome here. There, and you can see, let me see if I can zoom in. I don't know if I can zoom in or not. Oh, I can. That is the Kyoto station right down there. So again, we're just a couple blocks away from the main train station, so this is really quite a busy area. Oh, look at that. I could have been doing this in a wide angle perspective. Let's see, John says, when I was there, the small noodle shops had the best ramen and soba. Oh yeah, the ramen shop that I went to last night, I got a spicy ramen. The chef was hilarious. He didn't speak any English, but we communicated through facial gestures. And oh my god, yeah, I'll post a picture of the ramen shop, but it was the most delicious spicy ramen I think I've ever had in my life, and it cost maybe $7 for the bowl. That's including extras, including extra bean sprouts and extra egg, because I'm addicted to ramen eggs. You're very welcome, Mark. Glad you enjoyed. You're welcome, June. You're welcome, Norma. Oh yes, June, there are many bikes here. Oh, you're welcome, Mary. Thank you for checking in. Thank you, Min. You're very welcome, Elaine. Thank you. Thank you, Clocky. Oh yeah, please do make spicy ramen. Oh my goodness, the spicy ramen here is just on another level. I wish I could have found out what kind of pepper they had in there, because Oh my God, it wasn't just spicy. It had a flavor like nothing I've had in the United States, and it was just so good. I might go back and see if I can figure out what kind of pepper they had in there. All right. Thank you, Andrew. I will enjoy my day. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I guess I'll go ahead and end the live stream here so that I can pay more attention to where I'm walking and not crash into anything. But again, thank you all for joining me. I will see you all very soon back home. For those of you who are joining me from my Growing with Professor Brown channel, well, stick around. More great stuff coming out soon. Bye for now, everybody.